Hello and welcome guys. So before we continue to model our environment, in this quick lecture, I will be just adding some lighting and outlines. So let's just start. We can shift to the viewport shading over here. Let's just press Shift plus A and then add in a simple sunlight. And you can see nothing really happens because the angle of it is currently straight down like this. So just press R then X to rotate it on the X axis like this. And we will find like a nice angle for it. So something like this, and then we can press R then Z and rotate it on the Z axis. I think something like this looks pretty good. Let's press 0 to view through our camera once, and right now everything looks really dark, and that is because we haven't really enabled ray tracing. So let's move over to the render properties and enable ray tracing from over here. You can see instantly we get like a lot more light in our scene. We can also set the resolution to 1 by 1 just to increase like the quality for it. And we can also like increase the precision to 1 over here as well, set the resolution to 1 by 1 and increase the precision. And yeah, with that we have like some type of lighting going on. I think it looks all right now. You can press F12 to render it out and see how everything looks. So we have something like this. Let's just add some HDRI to add like a secondary lighting in our scene. So let's move over to the shading tab, set this to world and just move over to viewport shading. Let's press Shift A and search for an environment texture node, and we can plug this in. Click on open, and once again I'll just go into the HDRIs folder and we can select this one, the HDRI one. We will get something like this, and you can see just by the addition of this HDRI we get like a lot more secondary light in our scene, making our scene look pretty bright. So let's plug this in now, and we can select it, press Ctrl plus T to add like the mapping nodes. We can maybe rotate it around. It does not really matter that much with the lighting when we like rotate it around, as you can see. But if you want to like change the view outside the windows, then you can do so. All right, I think this is pretty good for now. If you press F11, you can press J now and then press F12 to render it in different slots, and then we can like compare it, and you can see it already looks much better like this. All right, let's close this now and let's make a couple more changes. First, I will go over here in the render properties, and if you remember, we also need to switch the color management because right now the color management must be set to the AGX only. So let's change this to standard, and you can see instantly things look a lot more brighter. And then we can also set the look to medium high contrast. All right, so now select the sunlight that we have just added right over here and go into the object data properties. And I will just increase the angle over here. So what the angle does is basically, if you will see, right now the shadows are pretty harsh, but if you like keep on increasing this angle, they will become softer around the edges. So we can set this to something like 4.5 maybe. And yeah, I will also increase the strength of the light to 2 just to make like these spots a lot more brighter. And then we can finally just press Shift plus A and let's just add a grease pencil, a collection line art. And you can see instantly we get like the outlines appearing in our scene. So let's go over in the modifier tab for this. And first let's just set the line thickness to 5 and opacity to maybe something like 0.5 for now. Let's press F11 once again. Press J to switch to this render, the older one, then press F12 and render it out. And with this, now you can press J once again to compare. And you can see already the lighting and the ambience of our environment is starting to look pretty nice. And with the added outlines, it looks pretty good. You can like switch the settings for the like line art as you want to. It's totally up to you. You can also like add the modifiers that I showed you when we were going over like the rooftop scene, like something like a noise modifier. You can see it will give you like these breakups. You can adjust it accordingly on like different parameters. You can also use the dot dash one, but right now I will just keep everything like this only, pretty uniform. Let's just hit save. And with this, we have like adjusted the lighting, uh, made some couple of changes in the settings like enabling the ray tracing, also making changes to the color management, which definitely improves the visuals of our scene a lot more. And then we have added the line art modifier. So I think this is pretty good for this lecture. In the next lecture, we will continue to model and add more details to our scene. So thank you guys for watching. I will see you in the next one.